Have you ever felt so drained that even resting feels like another job? You lie down, but your mind keeps running. You close your eyes, but deadlines, messages, bills, and unfinished tasks keep moving inside your head like a fire that never dies. That feeling has a modern name: burnout. But here is the strange question. Why did ancient humans never talk about burnout? They knew fear, they knew hunger, they knew cold nights, dangerous animals, sickness, injury, and death. Their lives were not easy, but the specific feeling of being emotionally emptied by endless productivity, by always needing to perform, by feeling guilty when doing nothing, that belonged to a very different kind of world. For most of human history, there was no office waiting in the morning, no boss measuring your value, no inbox filling while you slept, no calendar packed with meetings, no silent pressure to turn every hour into progress. Ancient humans had tasks, but they did not have jobs in the way we understand them. Finding food, making tools, caring for children, repairing shelter, watching the weather. These were not separate from life. They were life itself. So their day did not begin with an alarm dragging them out of sleep. It began with the body. Light entered the camp. Someone stirred the fire. A child moved. Hunger appeared. The group slowly woke into the world, not into a schedule. Imagine waking up without immediately checking a screen, without asking what you must finish before someone judges you. Ancient humans still worked hard, but they were not trapped inside the idea that their worth depended on constant output. And maybe that is why burnout had no name yet. The cage had not been built. But once it was built, humans would start calling exhaustion normal. Now picture the first minutes of a prehistoric morning. No phone screamed beside their head. No blue light told their brain to wake before the sun. No calendar decided their mood before their feet touched the ground. Ancient humans rose because the world slowly invited them to rise. Dawn brightened the sky. Smoke curled from last night's fire. Birds moved. Children whispered. The body understood what time it was without needing a machine to command it. That rhythm mattered. When your day begins with your own biology, stress enters differently. You may still face danger, but you are not instantly thrown into a race. Modern people often wake already behind. Behind on work, behind on messages, behind on money, behind on who they think they should become. Ancient humans did not wake up to a scoreboard. Their morning was not a productivity test. It was a negotiation with weather, hunger, energy, and the group. And survival itself was not the endless grind we imagine. A hunting trip might take hours. Gathering plants could fill a morning. Making a spear, scraping a hide, or repairing a basket took patience. But these tasks rose and fell with need. If food had been found yesterday, today might be slower. If the weather was bad, the group adjusted. There was no manager saying, "You must still complete 8 hours." This is where the difference becomes powerful. Their exhaustion usually had an ending. A long hunt ended with food. A cold night ended with sunrise. A difficult task ended when the tool was finished. Modern burnout is different because the finish line keeps moving. You clear one email, 10 appear. You finish one goal, society hands you another. Ancient humans were tired from life. We are often tired from a system that never says, enough. There was another reason burnout did not exist for them. Ancient humans did not split life into work and personal life the way we do. Today, you finish your shift, then try to become yourself again. You leave the office, but the office follows you home through messages, targets, bills, and thoughts you cannot shut off. For ancient humans, collecting food, caring for children, fixing tools, sharing meat, telling stories, and resting near the fire were not separate boxes. They were one continuous life. That made pressure feel different. A person was not alone carrying a private mountain of responsibility. The group carried life together. Children were watched by many eyes. Food was shared because tomorrow anyone could be unlucky. Skills mattered, but survival was not built on one lonely person trying to beat everyone else. In a small band, your value came from connection, trust, generosity, humor, courage, and usefulness, not from a title on a screen. This is something modern people badly misunderstand. We are surrounded by people, but many of us are socially starving. We sit in offices, apartments, buses, and online spaces, connected like Wi-Fi, but not always bonded like a tribe. Ancient humans spent huge amounts of time simply being with each other, talking, laughing, grooming, watching children play, sitting in silence without needing to explain why. And rest was not treated like failure. Nobody looked at a person sitting in the shade and said, "Why are you wasting your potential?" Rest was part of survival. A tired hunter made mistakes. A stressed mind missed tracks. A disconnected person weakened the group. So doing nothing was not useless. It repaired the human system. Burnout grows when rest feels guilty. Ancient humans rested because their world still understood that a human is not a machine. Creativity was one of the ways their minds recovered. When ancient humans had time after food, fire, and safety were handled, they did something deeply human. They made marks on cave walls. They shaped beads from shells. They carved bones, painted animals, and turned empty time into meaning. Today, boredom feels like a bug in the system. We grab a phone before the silence can reach us. For them, silence was not an enemy. It was space where imagination could breathe. Think about that for a second. Modern burnout often comes from a brain that is always receiving, always reacting, always scrolling, always comparing. Ancient humans did not have thousands of strangers entering their mind every day. Their attention was not rented by algorithms. Their stories came from people sitting close enough to see each other's faces. Around the fire, conversation changed. Daytime talk might be practical, where tracks were found, which plants were ready, who needed help. But at night, the fire became their first social network. It was like Wi-Fi made of flame, but slower, warmer, and far less toxic. The campfire connected people without making them feel alone. Nobody was refreshing a feed to see if they mattered. They listened to myths, jokes, memories, warnings, and dreams. The fire gave the group light, safety, and a reason to stay together. Their sleep followed that same natural rhythm. Darkness was real. Night was not interrupted by screens, emails, or electric light. They might sleep, wake for a quiet period, then sleep again. To us, waking at night can feel like a problem. To them, it may have been normal. Their bodies were not fighting the night, they belonged to it. And because of that, recovery was not scheduled. It was woven into the dark itself every night. Then came the shift that quietly changed the human relationship with time. Agriculture promised security, but it also created a new trap. Seeds had to be planted when the season demanded it. Fields had to be watched, weeded, watered, harvested, stored, defended. Food no longer moved through the landscape. It stood in one place, waiting to succeed or fail. And when your food is stuck in one place, you become stuck with it. This was the beginning of repetition. The same field, the same motions, the same worries returning every season. More food created more people. More people required more food. Suddenly, there was less room to simply stop. A bad harvest was not just hunger, it was disaster. Property appeared. Storage appeared, debt appeared, hierarchy appeared, and slowly, time stopped belonging fully to the body, the group, and the weather. It began belonging to systems. That is where burnout becomes possible. Not because modern humans are weaker, but because modern life asks the brain to live against its design. We sit still while feeling hunted. We answer messages like threats. We compare ourselves to strangers. We chase success that keeps moving away. Ancient humans faced danger outside the camp. Many of us carry danger inside the mind. So maybe the question is not why ancient humans did not know burnout. Maybe the question is why we accepted it as normal. If ancient humans could see us now, staring at glowing screens, exhausted by invisible tasks, resting with guilt, and working toward a future where we can finally live slowly, would they call us advanced or would they call us trapped? And what do you think they would find stranger, our technology or the fact that we need permission to rest? That question still belongs to every exhausted modern human.